Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh, PVSM, AVSM, Air Chief Marshal Bhaduria sir, PVSM, AVSM, VM, ADC, Air Vice Marshal Anil Golani sir, and Air Vice Marshal Ashutosh Dikshit, the CISC, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed colleagues from the armed forces, industry leaders, scholars, and innovators. Good morning and Jai Hind. It's a privilege to address this gathering at the Unmanned Aerial Systems and Counter-UAS seminar and exhibition, which has been organized by CAPS and IMA. This event is not merely a seminar, but a convergence of vision, technology, and strategy at a time when the future of warfare is being reshaped by unmanned systems. In that context, the aim of the seminar is clear and vital. It will provide a platform for industry-military dialogue on US and counter-US, showcase the cutting-edge technologies from Indian and global companies, explore collaborative pathways for indigenization and joint development of the systems, and finally to address the emerging challenges of drone proliferation, counter-drone resilience, and the regulatory framework that defines these systems. Therefore, this dialogue, to my mind, is not optional. It is essential. The battle space of tomorrow, as was brought out, will be defined by how effectively we harness unmanned systems and how resiliently we defend against them. Unmanned aerial vehicles have already transformed military doctrines worldwide, and their impact is multidimensional. Real-time surveillance, border monitoring and target identifications, enhancing the situational awareness. Armed drones and loitering munitions allow surgical strikes and suppression of enemy air defenses with minimal risk to personnel. Swarm tactics and autonomous operations enable saturation attacks and deception strategies. And UAVs now are multidimensional, in which they support logistics, communications, relay, electronic warfare, search and rescue, maritime patrol, and NBC defense. In fact, the persistent presence of drones influences morale and decision-making at all levels, at tactical, operational, and strategic. Industry participation is vital in developing these solutions, and partnership with the armed forces will ensure deployment and scalability of these systems in the armed forces. This event has been thoughtfully designed to cover the full spectrum of US and counter-US technologies through structured sessions. And this will set the strategic vision for the unmanned systems and counter-drone technologies, which will be articulated as to how the US are reshaping doctrines and how India must prepare to integrate them into joint operations while simultaneously building resilience against adversarial drones. It also is an opportunity to showcase advancements in sensors, AI, communications, and payload technologies. And therefore, we look forward to industry leaders highlighting the innovations that can be harnessed for military operations, while emphasizing opportunities for indigenization and collaborative development. It is here that the bridge between military requirements and industrial innovation is to be built. The practical employment of US across land, air, sea, and cyber domains fall out from the real-world case studies. The focus is on lessons learned and adapting doctrine to maximize operational effectiveness in diverse scenarios. And as we expand the employment of drones, we must also focus on the issue of the threats that they pose and the countermeasures that we need to deploy in order to minimize their adverse effect on us. Therefore, there is an urgent need for layered counter-UAS solutions in both battlefield and urban environments. This session and this event seminar should discuss detection, electronic warfare, kinetic interception, and integrated defense systems to safeguard critical infrastructure and protect our forces. Therefore, the emphasis will be on resilience, adaptability, and importance of military-industry partnerships in neutralizing evolving threats. Together, the seminar forms a comprehensive arc from vision to capability, to employment, and finally to defense. They remind us that unmanned battlespace is both an opportunity and a challenge, demanding foresight, innovation, and collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of warfare is unmanned, autonomous, and networked. But it is also contested, complex, and unpredictable. Our challenge is to harness the promise of UAS for aviation operations while building robust defenses against their use by our adversaries. India's defense ecosystem, military, industry, academia, and policymakers must work together to ensure that we are not merely consumers of technology, but creators of solutions. Indigenization, innovation, and integration will be the pillars of our success. As soldiers, we prepare for the worst, and as strategists, we anticipate the future. And as partners in progress, we must ensure that India leads in shaping the unmanned battlespace of tomorrow. Once again, I congratulate CAPS and IMR for organizing this timely seminar and exhibition. May the deliberations here inspire collaboration, innovation, and decisive action. Thank you, and Jai Hind.